Ωραία. That is done.
Win.
Και ας... Ναι, εδώ, ας δούμε άλλη. Προφανώς θα έχει κάποιο quest, φαντάζομαι.
Ωραία γυφτούλα.
Έχει και The Lord. Πέτρα.
Αχα.
Φίλε, πουλάς τα λογιά.
You know what amazes me? As money as these pigs get, they're still cleaner animals than the cows. You know, a cow will stand in its own waste.
I could use a break.
Does no one say...
Βλέπω quest. Η γέφυρα και μετά τη γέφυρα.
Αυτή...
Greetings.
Τέτοιο.
Πώς.
What? Γιατί δεν έχει τίποτα αυτό το πράγμα μέσα. Ούτε ένα station. What the fuck. That is weird.
It's a beauty, isn't it? Been working on this sword for months. I think I might send it to King Emmerich as a gift.
Give down sucks. Πού είναι το quest λοιπόν?
Στη γέφυρα απέναντι. Follow. Nope.
Greetings.
Πατανές. Όχι.
Nope. Αλλά έχω πιο πολύ χείλη.
Πώς παίζεις εσύ κάτω? Ας θα φύγει.
Please, anyone. The Countess needs you've got to help me. I mean, us. I mean the whole town. The Countess has gone crazy, and everyone's fighting about who should be in charge. She's the only one who can run this place. We need to help her. I don't know, and if anyone would know, it would be me. I'm her manservant. The other day, she called all the servants up and dismissed us. Since then, she's been shut up in the house, refusing to leave. The whole town's talking about it. No, the Count died years ago, and she's been in charge ever since. Of course, every eligible man in Stormhaven has come calling, trying to court her, but she doesn't like them. Or hasn't married, at least. Please, can you just talk to her? I can't thank you enough. So many people in town just want to write her off. They're less worried about her welfare than they are about who should take authority of Windkeep. Ha, everyone asks that. King Afrin conquered Windkeep and renamed it Afrin's Hold, just to the south. The town kept the old name. It's a small place, but we do a fair amount of trade. The Countess is wealthier than most of her suitors. Yeah. The Countess has at least 5 different men who've been courting her. Not common folk like you and me, either. We're talking noblemen. People with lots of gold to throw around. They buy her some pretty fancy gifts. I wouldn't go near that place if I were you. They say it's haunted. Some other people came by asking about it recently. Haven't seen them since. So like I said, I don't know. They were all wearing the same types of clothes. Looked like some kind of Daedric cultists. All the more reason to stay away from Afrin's Hold, if you ask me.
Okay.
Αν έχουν πάλι να κάνουν Supernal Dreamers με την Countess, μπορώ άλλο.
Νομίζω σε όλο το map σου λέω θα είναι Supernal Dreamers.
No,
Υπάρχει ένα threat αέρια. Όπως το προηγούμενο ήταν ο Λικάνθρωπος, δεν θυμάμαι τους διάλογους το λέγανε, Ardgoff. Ατσού.
Ατσού. Απλά το γελίτο άνθρωπο.
It's funny.
Φαουλτσού.
Let me write a journal where I write my secret down. That makes total sense.
Και το αφήνω μπροστά από την πόρτα.
Why do people do that? I don't understand.
Έλατε.
The lines on my face tell a sad story. The tale of a woman whose youth was stolen by circumstance. I was widowed even before I flowered. I did what I thought was right. I assumed the burden of leadership, but I paid for that choice. I paid dearly. Of course, Matthias is such a sweet boy, and he served me well. It's a pity that I no longer have need of his service. I've been so false, so empty.
Reflection.
I have
What?
no right to be a countess. I can see that now in my reflection. Windkeep needs a real leader, not a little girl masquerading as a woman of authority. Don't you see how hollow I am? I'm a shell of a person. Just look in the mirror.
This mirror is not for your eyes. Look away. You look into the mirror, seeking answers.
Περίεργη φωνή έχει
There
τύψει.
are no answers
What the fuck.
for you. I am here for the Countess, and the Countess alone. You would be wise to be on your way.
Silence.
I have taken the Countess away, but it was with no animosity. The Countess
fucking
you
voice,
see
come on.
before you is the reflection. The true Countess is in the mirror, and that is where she will stay. I will not. The mirror is the gift to her, but she is the gift to me. If you wish to release her, you'll have to pass through to the other side, into my domain. You shall find a warm welcome there.
That's interesting.
Άντε, να δούμε τίποτα καλό. Oh.
Σε αυτό είναι ωραίο το dream τέτοιο και το άλλο προηγούμενο το dream ήταν καλό. Πέρα που κόλλησε εμένα.
You're too generous, Sir Bryce. I don't go riding often these days, but I do appreciate the gesture.
So, does that mean you will consider my request for your hand?
You make it hard to resist your advances, but I don't want to rush into anything.
Perhaps you should tell him the truth, Elise. That you and I plan to sell the estate and elope to Somerset Isle.
Indeed I would, Eurelian, if that were truly the case. I'm afraid you gentlemen will have to excuse me now.
Penelope.
Τελείως.
Do you see? Do you see what I've become? Look at the reflection! I'm old, I'm fat, and sometimes Argonian. No one will ever admire me again. It's not? Are you sure? I don't want to go back to a world where I'm reviled. Where is Matthias? Why hasn't anyone come to help me? He did? How do you know Matthias? Never mind. Can you take me to him? Can we leave this terrible place? Whoever you are, I'm going to make sure you're well rewarded for this.
Αυτό το σβήσει.
What do you want? What is it?
Well, that was an adventure now, wasn't it? I'm fortunate that you came along. You certainly have my thanks. Where is Matthias? Where are the other servants? I did? That's worse than I thought then. I had absolutely no control over myself
Πού ήταν το
whatsoever.
spirit που μας είπε έλα
Or was
και
that
το
even
μπλε μπλε.
me? I'm sorry, I'm not used to being compromised like this. But that only doubles my debt to you. My first order of business now will be to shatter that mirror into 1,000,000 pieces. Next, and possibly even more important, I need to find out which of my suitors gave me the accursed thing. Greed. Plain and simple. Since the day my husband died, there's been a line of suitors, each with a more extravagant gift than the last. They want to buy me and my title. I certainly have. Why should I share my land, my bed, with such fobbing louts? Now one of my suitors apparently seeks to take me out of the picture. Matthias will know which suitor dropped off the mirror. Would you help me investigate this? If you don't mind, please apologize to Matthias for me as well. Tell him I would have him and all the other servants return if they're willing. No more suitors, though. I'm done pretending. I have no intention of marrying again. Certainly not now. No, they're all equally shallow and untrustworthy. Sir Bryce and the Altmer Eurelian are the worst. It was probably one of those who gave me the mirror. Sir Bryce is a man of honor, a knight of the flame with what he claims is a passion to match. The poor man. Bryce believes his own falsehoods. He says he loves me, but if I were clothed in rags, I'd be invisible to him. He claims he was drawn across the leagues by my beauty, but the truth is that Eurelian is the disinherited son of some wealthy mage. Rather than a talent for magic, though, Eurelian has a talent for spending. He would have me be his bank. Oh, I'm sure that several of my suitors will have already suggested they take custody of the estate. Both Eurelian and Sir Bryce are likely trying to rally support so they can petition the king.
Nice.
Ωραία, good start.
Fuck, moet erbij mors. Wat? Zweert. It's all Matthias' fault, we know it. We know it, everyone knows it.
Oh, shit.
Maybe not.
No, this can't be happening. Not Matthias. He wouldn't have stomped on a diseased rat, let alone hurt a person. We were just standing here talking. He said you went in to talk to the Countess, so we were waiting. Then all of a sudden an arrow flew out of nowhere right into his chest. He was dead before he hit the ground. I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with what happened to the Countess. Did you talk to her? What did she say? Is she all right? The mirror? Is that what was wrong with her? Oh goodness, Matthias would have known. I don't really know the suitors. Maybe it was Sir Bryce, or that Altmer Eurelian. Probably the Altmer. He's shady. I'd check him first. I think he's from some rich family in the Aldmeri Dominion. All I've ever heard him talk about is gold. He even described the Countess's hair as strings of gold. Sir Bryce is really respectable. I don't know why the Countess isn't receptive to him. He's a knight of the flame and everything. I think he would make a good husband. Of course, he's never even noticed me.
Alright.
Hail.
Hey, don't mind the body there.
This blacksmith makes quite a bit of gold. I wonder how much he pays in taxes to the Countess. You mean, if I were the Count? I hoped for something like that, but my days of courting the Countess have come to an end. I've no gold left for gifts. Haven't been able to give her anything for weeks. She's already forgotten me. No, I'm afraid not. I couldn't afford to give her a flower. So it was a mirror that finally won her over. Maybe Sir Bryce or Rowleen Mounier was the lucky one. I know of him, but I don't consort with members of the working class. I certainly hope he wasn't the one to win the Countess's hand. I would be humiliated to be upstaged by someone of low birth. I suppose he's an honorable sort. He certainly carries himself that way. If I was to choose the suitor to whom I had lost the Countess's hand, it would be him. I could at least understand her wanting to marry a knight.
441 gold λες ρε φίλε.
Έλατε.
Shit. Το πληρώσεις.
Όχι θέμα. Αλλά...
Το πληρώσω εγώ, έχω λεφτά εγώ τσιλές.
Θα σου προχωρήσει το δικό σου
I
τέτοιο.
suppose I'd be a fool to turn down such an opportunity. Very well, there's a young woman named Elaine, who's obsessed with the Countess. What some might call a stalker. She'll know who presented the mirror. She's the one to ask.
Elaine it is then. Elaine, Baby.
It's you.
Louine.
I saw you leaving the Countess's house earlier. I don't mean to intrude, but I simply have to ask. Are you yet another suitor come to seek her hand in marriage? Oh, well then. I suppose you're an old friend of the Countess's. I don't want to pry, of course. But, well, I am curious. What exactly is your relationship with her? The mirror. Matthias could have told you. Oh,
441.
but he was killed, wasn't he? Well,
Για να πάω στην Elaine.
it was actually a new suitor.
Πήγα ακριβώς δίπλα στον άλλον, τον έκανα perfect και μου είπε να πάω στην Elaine.
Handsome, very dignified. I heard his footmen call him Syrian.
Babylon.
That's okay.
Well, I mean, I
That's
was
not big at all.
curious, so yes, I followed him. He hiked up into the woods north of town. Kind of peculiar, honestly. So, can you tell me
Sounds like
what
a
this
business.
is all about? I'm
Sorry,
dying to
don't
know. I understand. You're on the Countess's business, so I'm sure it's important. Besides, I can figure it out on my own. I have my ways, you know. Goodbye for now, then.
Νομίζω θα πάει κοιτάξει τον καθρέφτη. Έτσι, that way.
Πάλι πάνω, shit.
Ναι. Nice moons. Δεν έχει πολύ ωραίο skylines.
Donell Fontbon says
Άμα,
you are the
τότε.
most honest person in all Stormhaven.
Και το lighting στα καινούργια βίντεο είναι πολύ καλύτερο. Το animation still sucks όμως. Με εκνευρίζει. Χρειαζόμαστε καλύτερα animation γενικώς. Πού πάει τώρα.
Bring forth the blood offering.
Όχι, έσαι τον πλατό φέρνει.
When
Πόσο μακριά
Cold
είναι.
Harbor calls, Nirn obeys.
God of schemes, we offer this victim to honor you.
Through the spilled blood of an innocent, we call forth your anchor to join our worlds.
Lucky. Simple. You bitch. Κάνε φίλους να δεις καλό μετά σου λέμε.
Αφού πρώτα δεν είδα εγώ. Δεν ήξερα τα
Αφού
γύρω.
ήταν πακιάς, μπαουλάκι. Πήγα πρώτα εκεί, ξαφνικά πετάγεις εσύ, το πάρεις.
Όταν είπες μπαουλάκι είχα ήδη πατήσει έφυλο.
Μην ήσουν καν κοντά όταν είπα μπαουλάκι.
Προφανώς client server, αλλού είμαι εγώ, αλλού είσαι εσύ.
Δικαιολογίες. Είδες να πάρεις το loot.
Το mage loot, μισό λεπτό να φορέσω side guard πραγματικά.
Τι βέκ.
Αλλαγή σου δώσεις, medium armor.
Sorry. Easy go.
Oh, praise the aid, it's you. Quick, untie me. The Countess was so sad about Matthias. She sent me to get flowers for his funeral. But on the way, one of these crazy cultists snuck up and just grabbed me. He dragged me back here and they asked me all these questions. This whole thing, the mirror, it wasn't the suitors. These cultists wanted to get rid of the Countess so they can take over the town. They forced me to talk. I think they're planning to kill the Countess at the funeral. You have to go stop them.
Σταματά φανασμίγες. Το πόσα hits let's not do that again κάνει miss οι άλλοι χαρακτήρες που είναι Dragonite, να μην σου πω. Πολύ κρεμιστικό.
Ναι, το hit detection είναι ό,τι να είναι, μπορώ να πω.
Απλά, πολύ χάλια hitbox εκεί. Δεν το έχω ξαναδεί τόσο άσχημο σε game. Και σημαντικό game υποτίθεται πλέον, πολλά λεφτά.
Απλά. Δεν καταλαβαίνω. Παίζεις Mountain Blade, έχεις 100 άτομα versus 100 άτομα, όλα τα hitbox είναι χάπα.
Και τρελά τέτοια, όχι μαλακίες.
Ναι,
τώρα και μάνια λέει.
Και τώρα ναι, με ένα mob δεν μπορεί να το βαρέσεις, τι γίνεται.
Είναι ό,τι να είναι.
Αγίες.
Φτάφτσα.
Have you come to pay your respects? That's very kind of you. Matthias was such... He was good to me. Better than I deserved, I think.
Minor of Soul Gem, αν θέλεις, σωστό.
In danger? Is it one of those pathetic suitors? Are they really that determined to have me out of the way? Oh no. That must be them. Please, you have to protect me.
Θα μας σου δείχνει όταν είσαι, όπως το λένε, καλά φτάνε. Κουνήσου. Vortexes. Treasure map, μπλε. Yep, treasure map 1. Okay. Πώς είναι, το πάμε αυτόν θα σου φύγει.
It looks clear now. Hurry. Meet me back at the manse.
At the manse? Okay. Meet you at the manse. Όλο και πιο vague γίνονται.
Φύγω τρέχοντας, τώρα που είναι κάτι να με σκοτώσουν μόνοι μου.
Ένα λοφάκι δίπλα σε μία πέτρα ίσως. Όχι δίπλα, το perspective είναι μακριά, αλλά ίσως. Το Lord εδώ πιο κάτω, να δούμε.
Α, έχει ένα room. Κι άλλο room, what the fuck.
Good.